Welcome to Sports Geek Throwback. Here's your host, the sports geek himself, Sean Callanan.
G'day, I'm Sean Callanan and welcome to Sports Geek Throwback, where I pick out the best bits from the Sports Geek podcast archive. For this week's Sports Geek Throwback, I go back to episode 229 with Steve Pastorino, published in April 2019. Steve was at the Las Vegas Lights FC when this ep was recorded. He is now Director of Business Development at Black Hawk Network. Remember, if you need help with your digital marketing and sponsorship teams, please get in touch. That's what we do in applying the digital to dollars process to help your team build revenue. In this throwback episode, Steve and I discuss keeping the local community engaged in that early days of transformation for Las Vegas as a sports town. Remember, you can listen to the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com/229. Enjoy. What do you think? There's a bit of myth busting involved because, everyone saw it as a tourist destination, and how do you get people and how do you get rusted on fans and season ticket holders and cheeks on the seats? What have you found so far that's been counter to that? How much has it been the local community getting behind the teams, and how have you tapped into that tourist market?
Sure. Well, as contrary to what many of my colleagues believe, I do not live in a penthouse in the Bellagio or, in Caesar's Palace.
Yep.
We have subdivisions and neighborhoods and communities here, and the lights are hyper-focused on being the team for those of us that live, work, and play here in Las Vegas. 100%, it's a locals play. We don't spend a penny trying to convince somebody on a Saturday night that a lights game is a better alternative than Celine Dion, Cirque du Soleil, Elton John, or whoever is in residency here. And the Strip, what everybody first thinks of Las Vegas, can be a very expensive place to buy a ticket. It can be a very expensive place to park your car. It can be a very expensive place to buy a beer or a cocktail. And so with soccer, we felt that with a $20 average ticket price, a $6 beer price, and $5 to park, we would have something that the families here who don't necessarily spend every waking moment at the craps table or, attending one of these shows, we'd have something for locals. And 100% we appeal to the 2.3 million people that live here in the Las Vegas Valley. And if there's a soccer purist who has seen our jersey, heard about our coach, players, dispensary partnership, it doesn't matter, that finds us, we love having them. And we've had fans from around the globe visit us at Cashman Field in downtown Las Vegas, but we can't compete against the Strip, so we don't even try.
And you did talk about that before, about that Vegas is transforming into a sports town. The Knights, the big success story there, and the Raiders on the way. Do you think there's enough room for everybody to coexist in Las Vegas?
Absolutely. The Golden Knights, for all of their success, they have also developed a bit of a reputation that on any given night, 25, 30, 40% of the fan base may be from out of town.
Yep.
And believe me, if I lived in Edmonton, Canada, and in February the Oilers were going to be playing in Las Vegas, I would take a long weekend and come down here. Fans were finding a year ago it was cheaper to fly from Toronto to Las Vegas, stay 2 nights in a hotel, and buy tickets on the secondary market than it was to buy 2 tickets for a Toronto Maple Leafs game.
Wow.
In the height of the season, demand is so high for tickets, particularly in some northern markets that historically have performed very well in the NHL: Minnesota, Chicago, Montreal, Toronto, etc. So. There's plenty of room, and when the Raiders come to town, I think the same is going to apply to every American football fan who wants to see their team play in the latest $1 billion stadium that happens to be across the street from the Strip in Las Vegas. So, I've firmly held and said, if anyone has asked, and I think the Raiders are going to be a massive success because they only have to sell 10 events a year. Yep. And, they will have a 60,000 person building to fill on an average weekend in Las Vegas. Every 4 days, 500,000 tourists or business people come through the airport. Yep. 500,000 people, new people every Wednesday and every Saturday, whatever the days of the week are. And, this is this is the population of a mid-sized Midwestern city that is turning over every 3 days here in Las Vegas. So it's expensive to compete in the tourist industry, but there's plenty of business. I think there's 25,000 hotel rooms under construction right now in Las Vegas. That's more than a lot of cities have. That'll bring the base of hotel rooms in this town to close to 200,000 hotels or hotel rooms. So there's plenty of room. And again, coming back to what we do at the Lights, we're all about the folks that live here and can afford to and choose to bring their family out for entertainment. Soccer being the most popular game in the world makes it very easy to sell the product.
If you like this Sports Geek Throwback episode, please check out the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com. Please share Sports Geek with your sports business colleagues. We appreciate you sharing. We love working with podcast listeners. Please get in touch so we can help your team. Go to sportsgeekhq.com/phone call. All Sports Geek episodes are available at sportsgeekhq.com and all podcast platforms.